Hi, Precious Heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. The forced timeout that humanity is experiencing during this cosmic moment is creating the space for a global reboot that is occurring for each and every one of us, physically, mentally, and emotionally. This reboot is occurring through the guidance of each person's I Am presence, with the overlighting influence of our Father, Mother, God, and the company of heaven. This divine intervention is something that we have all been asking and praying for in one way or another for lifetimes. Humanity has finally reached a critical mass of energy, vibration, and consciousness that will allow this reboot to take place, which is catapulting all of us, whether we are aware of it or not, into a new heart-based reality that we will ultimately co-create together. At the inception of 2020, we were told by the company of heaven that through the various activities of light that will take place month after month this year, we will prove to ourselves the adage, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Notice that the statement is not, the truth will set you free. It is know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Today, the company of heaven is reviewing and revealing to us the amazing activities of light that have taken place within the earthly bodies of every man, woman, and child on earth during the past several months. These events have paved the way for the monumental and life-transforming changes that awakening humanity will co-create during this decade. During the latter part of 2019, we experienced the successful activation of our 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar strands of DNA, as well as the activation of the 1212 catalyst codes which are encoded within that DNA. Since those activations, humanity's I Am presence has been able to heal the wounds created by our fall from grace. The beings of light refer to these wounds as enslavement codes. Our fragmented and fear-based human ego has used these genetic enslavement codes to manipulate and control us since we fell into our self-inflicted abyss of separation and duality eons ago. With the completion of the powerful eclipse series that birthed 2020, this planet permanently crossed the threshold into the crystalline fields of the fifth-dimensional New Earth. When that occurred, the door to the fields of the old Earth was permanently sealed. This allowed every person's I Am presence to sever the cords that kept us attached to the mutated old Earth human template of our physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. This means that our fallen human ego can no longer tamper with our earthly bodies, and our enslavement codes can no longer affect us adversely. With the healing of the wounds from humanity's enslavement codes, humanity en masse reached a critical frequency of vibration that created an unstoppable shift of consciousness. This shift did not occur outside of us. This was a very cellular-based transfiguration that is now occurring within the core of purity in every electron of our earthly bodies. This shift created a sacred space for every person's I Am presence to at long last release the karmic birth template that was encoded within our DNA by our fragmented and fear-based human ego after our fall from grace. The karmic codes within the DNA of humanity's grossly mutated birth template contained the distorted patterns of aging, disease, mental and emotional dysfunction, and even death as we experienced it for eons of time. On March 22nd, we experienced a very powerful equinox that bathed the earth with frequencies of light that assisted humanity to be more receptive to the unfathomable light the earth would receive during the opening of the 444 Gateway on April 4th, 2020, and the global meditation that would take place on that day during the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction. During that synchronized global meditation, as millions of lightworkers consciously participated, and the I Am presence of the rest of humanity participated at inner levels, the dismantling and crumbling away of the obsolete power structures and control systems that have oppressed and manipulated the masses of humanity for millennia began in earnest. The magnitude of this awesome event was only possible because of the global timeout and divinely inspired reboot that we are all now experiencing. Pluto is a planet of power and transformation. It governs the death or cessation of old ideas, emotions, and outdated behavior patterns. Jupiter is a planet that inspires continuous self-transformation through the ultimate synthesis and the inevitable fusion of one's heart and mind. With this conjunction, while it was taking place, the earth and all her life were also being blessed with greatly intensified frequencies of divine love from the Venus-Pleiades conjunction. That event took place April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The best conjunction of Venus, which is the planet of love, and the star system Pleiades, happens in early April and recurs in cycles of 8 years. The last time this conjunction occurred was in 2012, which was the year that birthed the new Earth. After the God-victorious success of all of those events, humanity, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth were ready for the next step of the unfolding divine plan for 2020. That phase of the divine plan began with an exceptionally powerful full moon during Passover on April 7th. That full moon initiated an activity of light that created the sacred space for the I Am presence and the fifth dimensional body elemental of every person on Earth to activate the transfiguration codes within humanity's newly activated 12 fifth-dimensional strands of DNA. These codes are pulsating with the infinite patterns of perfection associated with our divine body template. This template contains the flawless patterns that will replace our grossly mutated karmic birth template from the old Earth, which we were recently able to release. This process took several days and built in momentum 1,000-fold every day until we reached the 50th anniversary of the celebration of Earth Day on April 22nd. Once again, that critical facet of the divine plan was only possible because of the time out we were experiencing. That cessation of activity on a global scale by the majority of humanity forced us to stop the atrocities we have heartlessly inflicted on Mother Earth and our body elemental by polluting the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat with toxic substances. During that quiet time, the elemental kingdom experienced a welcome respite and a much-needed healing. On April 7th through the 12th, we experienced a greatly expanded blessing from on high as we bathed in the light that flowed through the collective cup of humanity's consciousness during the celebrations of Passover and Easter. During those sacred days, Mother Earth and all life evolving upon her received more powerful frequencies of the Mother of Pearl resurrection flame from the very heart of our Father, Mother God than we had ever known. That sacred fire was secured within the core of purity in every electron of the earthly bodies of humanity, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth. It built in momentum daily and hourly, preparing all life on Earth at a cellular level for the influx of light that would bless the planet on Earth Day. The first Earth Day was celebrated on April 22nd, 1970. Statistics indicate that over 1 billion people from 192 countries now participate in this event every year. This year was the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. On that sacred and holy day, every person on Earth, the entire elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth received the frequency of light necessary from the mighty Elohim and the directors of the elements to fulfill a critical phase of the divine plan. During that unfathomable influx of light, the I Am presence of every person activated the transfiguration codes within our fifth dimensional DNA. This activation initiated the initial impulse of the physical manifestation of humanity's divine body template. To grasp the magnitude of what this means, know that our new body template is pulsating with the flawless patterns of perfection of our crystalline light bodies, which we will abide in on the new earth. This occurred in perfect timing to receive all of the glorious blessings humanity and the earth are now receiving throughout the mystical month of May. Dear one, we are being asked by our Father, Mother God to contemplate this information this week so that our I Am presence can reveal to each of us the awesome things that are occurring simultaneously with what seems from outer appearances to be a global crisis with few redeeming qualities. The truth is, this is a cosmic moment beyond anything we have ever experienced, and it is something we have all been preparing for lifetimes to participate in. Dear one, God bless you, and I look forward to being with you next week.